Welcome to Beyond the Mirror podcast. I couldn't lose the opportunity to record not just one, but two episodes, not from my friend, from sister from another mister, Anna Kremerov. And on this episode, we're going to talk about motherhood. We both have 3 children. We both have our businesses. We work full-time, 24/7, sometimes 70 hours a week. So how do we find it all? Does it give us a drive? Does it give us a struggle? Anna, let's start with you.
Yes.
So tell me, how do you find wearing so many hats? And when some people just, especially with 3 kids, it's hard. So when you were starting your own business, have you been thinking about how you're going to juggle it all?
No, I wasn't actually. I just jumped in. For me, it's never been a thing of thinking too much about how I'm going to do that, because I wasn't thinking. I just knew I'm going to do that, and I always knew no matter what, I will do that. I'll find a way. I have a good support. I have a very supportive family, and I knew I'm going to do that. So it wasn't a question if they're not going to be well, if I'm going to success, if it's going to be successful, if it's not. I knew I'll do that no matter what.
Well, I think I like this attitude. Like, I also sometimes think, solve the problems as they arrive, but it's better to give it a go rather than regret.
So for me, I wasn't thinking too much, but I found that a lot of people, they are actually thinking and they're planning. And what I also found, when they're planning, it's never happening the way they're planning it's going to happen. So I really want to know, how was it all with you? I mean, you have 3 kids as well, and they still very small kids, and it's a lot of hands-on. So how are you juggling it all together?
Well, you're very right. I think there is never a perfect time, and I think I always wanted to have my own business. I have had my own business when I started back home in Ukraine at university, which wasn't related to my degree, which is dentistry. And then when I moved to the UK, I worked part-time. I studied to become a dentist, but I always, at the back of my head, I knew I don't want to work for anyone else. I want to create something my own. And I wouldn't say that I did it all myself. Of course, I have had support from my husband, but when we started a business, we just have had 1 child, and then we have had twins, and I'll be honest, it came as a surprise in a way. Not that we struggling, not in any way, but I just never expected that we would have twins, and it's a great blessing. I think it's a great gift, a great fun, but hard work. And it's actually was happening. We were opening a second clinic. I found that I'm pregnant with twins. And then we realized that we need a bigger house. So
Wow.
we were moving the house, and it's all was in a space of 9 months. The fact that we're still together, probably a good test for our
yes,
relation.
a good testimonial, absolutely.
Yes.
Now tell me, if you would have pre-planned it all, and if you come across someone and they will tell you, Olha, you're going to have 3 kids in the space of 9 months, would you ever believe that thing is going to happen?
I think if someone would tell me you're going to have 3 kids, I would never believe them in first place. I absolutely love my kids, and I absolutely grateful, but I always thought I'm going to have 1 or 2 children. But I think probably someone from the above decided that we deserve more gifts.
Give you a blessing of 3.
Give us a blessing of 3, and I think that is the things that you actually can't plan for. You just need to embrace and be grateful for what lives give you, because you can see it from 2 ways. I was stressed at the time, I'll be honest, because I think it was too much happening at once. But it's all a good thing that has been happening. It's a new life, new babies. It's expanding your business. It's moving to a bigger house. no matter how stressful it is. So it was always positive, but still was quite a lot of stress.
Well, I can imagine. I can imagine. It's always a lot of stress, I think, when a lot of things happen in the same time. But I believe it's a matter of mindset and attitude.
Oh, absolutely. And I couldn't do it without my husband for sure. He is, I learned it recently at the business course that I do with Goldman Sachs. He's my backstage. Like he's the person who I will come and cry or shout or will have healthy argumentative debates. And yeah, absolutely. I don't think that when some people say I could do it by myself, and I think there is some women out there that probably did it all by themselves. I think I have had support, and it's support. I think we just moving together in the same direction and supporting each other in a way of time, mental support, time support, financial support. I think that's very important. How about yourself? Like, what support do you have, and did you have when you have had a little children?
I think we're probably in the same boat. I didn't have any support in terms of a bigger family. I have my husband only, and he was my only support at that time because unfortunately my family is living in different countries. So it wasn't possible for them to actually be with us as the kids were growing, as I was giving birth, and it was not as stressful as two together at the same time. My kids came with a couple of years in between, so it was a stress of it's not the stress of another child, it's the happiness of another child, but it's a stressful time when it's happening and you don't have a lot of people to support you. Because I know a lot of my friends, they do have moms, grandmoms, a bigger extended family that they all can be involved, and it makes your life, I think, so much easier. I never had that, so we always had to rely all on our friends. Maybe sometimes if we want to go together and have some our time, which is quite important, you know, especially when you have kids, just you and your husband time, we always needed to find someone to look after our kids. It's never been a support from the family. But again, it wasn't something that stopped us, not at all. I mean, I think it's actually made our family a bit stronger, and we always spend a lot of time with our kids.
I completely agree with you on that. But also when you said that some family are, I think it's great to rely on support of extended family, but we are in a very similar situation. My family in Ukraine, my husband from Northern Ireland, so we don't have this family support. But I agree, it makes your family stronger, because I experienced situation where we have had my family arrived and stayed with us for a certain period of time. And as much as my mom, I love my mom, but I think it's put a lot of stress and on our family, on my husband, our children. And I think it didn't work for us. I think I'm very happy that we are family as we are. I don't think we are a type of family who will be able to have all this
A big extended
family support, because we're so probably busy with what we're trying to do, and every free time that we do have, we want to spend together as a family, or I want to spend it with my husband. And it doesn't mean that I don't love my other families or relatives. I do, but I think in life you need to prioritize.
Indeed.
And with business, I think it comes with sacrifice, and you need to prepare to take some sacrifice. So mine is probably having less time with extended family or friends. And again, it's just not because I don't want to, it's just because your time is limited. What sacrifices...
Is that your way to apologize to me that we're not seeing each other too much?
Yes. Yes.
I have the same excuse.
What about yours?
About
any strengths? Do you feel any strengths that you kind of wanted to do more as a family, but because you have 3 children, you have business, and there is a certain things that you simply can't?
No, I feel actually that we doing quite a lot as a family, and this is why I'm always saying it's all about the mindset and it's about how you want to do things. Yes, we have a big family. Yes, we have our little family in this country with me, my husband, and 3 kids, but we always been traveling. We've always been traveling, 5 of us, with the little kids on the back, backpacking and going up the mountains and showing the world to our kids. And it's never stopped us to explore the world and to show the kids what we can show them to, And I think this is one of the greatest things you can show to your child, the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Other people, to give them this love to travel, to see other people, to see different countries, to see different mentalities. So I know some people struggling to, again, it's different reasons. You never know what people's reasons. But I think it's never stopped us as a family. Even we're a busy family, very busy. I'm full-time.
Well, running your business, it's more than full-time.
It's more than, it's at least, double time over full-time to run your own business. And my husband is really busy, and now he's helping me together in a business, but he wasn't before. Before he was one of the senior managers in Nokia, so he was a full-time job. And even though, we always traveled, we always found the time for us as a family. And I think it's very important, especially if you're very busy at work, to come back and give it all to your kids because they need you.
But also, I think, we are role models for our children.
Oh, absolutely.
And my older son recently started to say that he wants to be a dentist, which is, I'm very happy. Of course, I'm not influence the choice, but I think we can always direct them to make the right choices. What do you think? Because I think a lot of people in conversations, they leave a choice to children alone, like that their life lets them decide. Do you agree with that point, or do you think we need to kind of try to help, not putting our life on a kid, but at least trying to direct with our experience or support or give the right advice?
I think this is a topic for another podcast that we can do for another couple of hours. I believe that as a family, we create an environment for our kids that they actually soak in so much information right from the birth. Our attitude, our mentality, our relationship, our love or our passion, or what we like, what we dislike. And this what creates them. That's what sculpting them as a character, I think. And at that point, I think you shouldn't let them go completely and say, well, it's your life, you pick up what you want, because you gave them this initial background of knowledge of kind of subconscious choices that they're going to make because that was your choice when they were little. And I think you need to guide them, but not push them.
Guide, it's a very good word. I very much agree with you.
Guide and push. And I think, guide but not push. Because a lot of people pushing and say, well, I'm a parent, I have a say, that's what I want you to do. And I think automatically it's going to create some kind of antagonism when you're saying, well, I'm a grown-up person, I want to do things my own way. And it's okay because I wanted to do things, because I wanted to do them, not because my mom wanted me to do, not because my other people in the family wanted me to do that. I think they need to have their own choice, but be guided.
I think that is a very good advice. So just to be there for them and support and give maybe the right advice.
And grow them in a way that they would like to get your advice.
Yes, that is very true. I think this bond and connection, trust,
absolutely,
is very, very important.
Because they need to be in a position they seeking your advice and they want to listen. Even they're not going to take it in, but at least they want to know what do you think about that. And they're not necessarily taking the step to that direction, but at least they will ask your opinion because they care about your opinion.
On the other note, Anna, I just want to ask, have you ever thought, would you be able to be a stay-at-home mom, or have you ever been at any time at your career?
I knew that I'm never going to be able to do that. And I think the good testament for that was my first maternity leave. I know sometimes I even felt a bit guilty because I wanted to spend all the time in the world with my child. And I think it was a 6 months time that I said, you know what, I want to do something. I absolutely love my child. I want to see them grow. I want to see them developing. I want to be with them, but I want to do something for myself as well. So I always wanted to do something for myself. So I know some people, they're really brilliant to find something to do for themselves and develop themselves when they're staying home mom. I'm not one of them. And I have a huge respect for these people, but that's not me. I need to go out. I need to talk to people. I need to see people. I need to have a conversation. And I know I will not. What about you? What do you think?
So I haven't had a kind of luxury of full maternity leaves. I always was doing something. Like when I have had my first son, I was studying for my registration exam. So yes, I was at home. I still was working part-time. In fact, at the time I had a part-time job as a dental assistant here. But studying to prove my dental qualifications. And yes, I have had some help. And I obviously have had some helps with twins because I was back to work in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And it started with part-time, like 3 days. And then within a month, it was 4 days a week. So it's almost full-time. I think for my personality and for my own mental well-being and health, it wouldn't be right for me to be at home. I don't think I'm this type of person. I absolutely love to spend time with my children, but I also think it's about quality time. And if mother is unhappy, I think then it translates onto the children as well, and I want them to have a happy mom. So I think I definitely love what I do as well. For me, my job is not just, I don't do my job because it is a job. I do my job because I'm full in love with it. It's my lifestyle. I truly believe in what I do. I love helping so many women and men to restore their confidence. I think this gives me this sense of fulfillment and happiness, and I think I bring that home. So I haven't had actual luxury of staying at home mom. I was part-time with my first child, and I would say that's probably not for me.
That's definitely not for me as well.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more with you when you said, when you bring in all this fulfillment back home, your kids can feel that. And when you happy, when mom is happy, everyone is happy. That's the rule everyone knows in my house. If I'm happy, everyone is happy. If I'm unhappy, everyone is unhappy.
Yes, it's so true. But also I think stay-at-home mom is a very hard job. So I have a huge respect for all the moms who just doing it full time, especially if you have 2 kids, even 1 child. I think it doesn't matter, 1, 3, 5, it's difficult.
It's very
because
difficult.
you are constantly in the routine, and I think it's often jobs that I don't know, it's probably not appreciated as it should, because it's so much, you keep in the house and looking after everyone and often forget to look after yourself.
I think I couldn't agree more with this one as well. It's a very hard job, and sometimes I think it's even harder than going to work, because when I'm going to work, I have some type of establishment, I have some type of routine I'm following, and it's so much easier for me to spend time. When you're staying at home mom, I think it's much more difficult, because you need to do so many tasks at the same time, and you need to juggle so many things. You need to juggle a house, anything to do with the household, the kids, and husband when he comes back. I think it's very, very difficult thing to do. And it's not that we're not able to, it's just it's not me, it's not my character. But I know a lot of people are happily doing that. But I do agree with you, it's very underestimated and underappreciated. It's a really hard job to do. And I have a huge respect for women that staying home, looking after kids, looking after the house, and looking after themselves. It's not an easy thing to do at all.
No, absolutely not. And I don't know how about like with yourself, but I think you do have a motivation in life. And of course, what I do, I think I probably mentioned a few times that I enjoy, I love what I do. I do it not just for someone, for myself, of course, for my family, but I do feel that my kids motivate me to do more. And even, I think, in some way, to stay healthier, to be fitter, because I want to be there for them and do all these activities with them, participate, be a fit mom. And
Yes.
I think sometimes we prioritize everyone, including our families, so much as a women that we forget about ourselves as well. And I think that is probably, in my opinion, it's not judgmental, but I think it's wrong, because you need to give yourself a time as well.
I absolutely agree with you. And you know what? Interestingly enough, most of the women patients that come into my clinic, this is exactly what they're saying. They're saying, I've been looking after my family all my life. I was looking after my kids, I was looking after my husband, but I wasn't looking after myself. And here I am now. Now I want to look after myself. And I
But
think,
it's great that they came to this decision. I think it's never too late. You can
no,
always change things around, just knowing when the right time for you.
absolutely, absolutely. It's never too late for anything, isn't it?
No, absolutely not. You know what would be interesting to hear what our kids think of us in a 10, 20 years time.
I think it's going to be a different thing they're going to tell us and they're going to tell in a podcast. But what I do know, you know, with a high degree of probability that my kids are proud of me. And I don't think they're shy to say that, Mom, we're proud of you, we're proud of who you are. And I think this is the best compliment that you can get for all the hard work you're doing. You're not staying home, you're juggling business, you're juggling study, you're juggling looking after family, and you're juggling looking after yourself and other people as well, and you're coming back home very tired and kids telling you, Mom, I'm proud of you. Do you have this conversation with your kids? Because I remember you mentioned that your son told you how proud he is of who you
Yeah,
are.
it was not that long ago. I was home and I felt like it was a very overwhelming day with all the information that you get as a business owner, and I was upset. And I came home and I just was, end of the day, they were about to go to bed, and then there was a fireplace on, and it's just like, you know, this cozy moment, and I just sat on the floor and I just cried. And my son brought me a book that I bought for him a couple years ago, and it has this like different quotes from people, and the name of the book, You Are Amazing, and it's just a different quotes from famous people, which gives you motivation and show that you are worthy, that you are beautiful, that you are doing the right thing. And that what he said, Mom, why are you crying? You are amazing at what you do. I'm so proud of you. And I think that is moments when you do realize that actually what you're doing the right thing, because I think children is a true indicator, because children don't, I think, lie, they do sense the truth. So that was quite an emotional moment for me. But on many occasions he does, sometimes with a joke, sometimes really pure, would say, yeah, like, I know that they do proud of their mom as well as their dad.
I think it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding, especially after you feeling like, you know, or maybe you're overtired, or you don't want to, you sometimes you have a feeling you're hitting your lowest point and you think, oh, I don't know why I'm doing this, if I want to do it anymore. If someone like your child coming to you and picking you up and saying, Mom, you're amazing, I can't think about anything better than this.
Exactly. So, well, that has been amazing conversation, Anna.
Indeed, always. That's all our conversation, and we definitely need to book another one.
Absolutely. Let's think about next topic.
Yeah, so you need to ask the people what they want to talk about next time.
So guys, just write in comment anything you want to hear from us, and we will schedule another session with Anna Kremerov.
It will depend if I'm going to come to Nottingham once again.
I'll come to you.
Oh yes, she's coming to me next time.